How's it going, guys? It's a new week. Still sick. Still got a terrible cough. We're back from Penticton. I'm here in the shop today. Came here after work. I'm gonna try to take care of some of the smaller stuff on the car. I gotta mount the mirrors and kind of go and look over this stuff. It's not really super important for the guys to do, just aesthetically. So I'll try to get a few of those things out of the way and make the guys' lives a little easier when they come over. For the more serious stuff, I guess a small update, touching base on the old motor that I was gonna talk about it. I'll add pictures in here right now. So pretty much the motor itself ran fine when I bought it off Chris. We had no indications or suspicions that anything was hurt. Oil pressure was good, started right up, had no weird misfires. I did my health check stuff, everything checked out. Yeah, I did my health check stuff, everything checked out fine. I drove it onto the trailer, drove it off. I drove his car last summer, it was great. So when we dropped it off at the machine shop, we were honestly expecting to maybe just do a rear ring, new bearings, and pretty much it. Maybe do some valves or something like that, some minor upgrades. But as you saw by the photos, there was some main bearing damage. The crank was scored, rod bearings didn't look great, and then Terry measured the block, and the block was actually coned. So each cylinder evenly was big up top and small down low. So I don't know what happened there. I don't know how a motor can wear like that. I know that motor was built before, but that's just gonna be a mystery that's unsolved. So pretty much what the boys had recommended is we do a full rebuild. We do it the right way. There's obviously a cheaper way to do what we were gonna do, but that's probably not the way that would get us through the season, and we need a healthy, good running motor. What Lordco Machine Shop advised us to do was they want a forge crank in there. So we're like, all right, obviously new mains, line hone everything. Rebore the cylinders so that they're even, and then since we're doing an overbore, we're gonna need new pistons. Our rods were in good shape, so there's new bearings there. With the pistons, obviously new rings, everything gap for it, and then we had LS3 heads on there. We thought the best way forward would be to also CNC port those in-house at Lordco. Lordco's got a big 5-axis CNC, so they're able to essentially machine the head to whatever we want. So they put their sauce on it. They got the head all machined. They did new stainless valves and all the works for the heads. We changed the cam. The cam was also not big enough, so we got a bigger cam in there. It should bring our power range a bit more peaky, more up top. The new cam should make everything run a lot better. Yeah, we're expecting that motor back, I think, next week it goes on the engine dyno. We're going to do the same process we did with the other car. We get the motor set up at one of their shops that they use to get it on an engine dyno. So I had brought the blower and everything to Terry last week. He's finishing up the last few little things. I think he was waiting for a crank hub because ours was pinned, and the way the new crank is, it's keywayed. So they needed a new hub for the ATI dampener for the keyway orientation that it is. I know that once that motor comes back, the pace is going to turn up pretty quick, and I have a feeling we're going to be scavenging parts as fast as we can get them to get this thing together. It's second to last week of January right now. We plan to get the motor back in the hole beginning of February so that we can get testing done on this thing. Goal is to test mid to end of February. It'll probably be naked and see kind of what it does, get it on some scales, ballast it a little bit if we have to. I know we got some room to do that. Other positive is Kevin did get back to us, Kevin Wells from FD. He's super happy with the modifications that we did with the cage, with adding the bar and the front crash bar and then all the other little fixings that we had to do. So structurally, we are a pass for FD. The car is ready to go as far as that goes, and then we're going to keep updating him as we put the car together and get everything into the car. So anyways, I'm going to start buttoning up these few little things. I'll probably time lapse some of it, and I'll do some slow-mo and some b-roll. Maybe Maya will help me film some stuff. She's here in the shop with me right now, so I'm gonna get going so I don't waste more time. But I hope you guys enjoy the video, and might be a short one, might be a long one. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so I got the mirrors installed. There's the passenger side, there's the driver's side. These are just GK Tech mirrors. They look okay. We'd love real Ganadors, but I'm sorry, I'm not spending $4,000, probably US, on an actual set of Ganadors that are probably gonna get torn off in the first season. So mirrors are on. Next thing is I pulled the front bumper off. Simon did all the fit up work for this bash bar. So we got a nice straight bar now. I did the TIG welding on it. So next thing is, we had a happy compromise of leave a little bit of a gap there for like a crush zone. So I gotta drill the holes out so I can get this thing mounted. And then once that's mounted, I'll probably shoot a quick coat of steel onto it and let that dry, and then see what else I can move on to. Okay, bash bar is painted. I'll probably get another coat later, but holes are drilled. Bash bar's painted. Nice and snug. Easy to remove. Okay, so now I gotta find the next thing to do on this thing. I wouldn't mind mounting the headlights. No power in the car yet, so with the headlights, I need to repin them because we're going to an HR light now. And the way it was wired up was just like quick race car style on this thing before. So here is my headlight plugs. There's like power ground there, power ground there. So maybe one was like an indicator or like a running light, and the other one was a main headlight. To figure out how you pin those. What else can we do on this car? Belts have to come out. I know that. So maybe I will pull the belts out, and then we also need to change the hooks in the floor and put a proper plate underneath the car for them. All this needs to get redone. I'm going to save that part for Simon so that he knows how to wire this car. I'm not going to get into that today. What else do we got sitting on the shelf thing? I would like to redo this. We don't really need this kind of a switch setup. Should be able to run everything off of this keypad. Should be a module inside the car. COM cable, switch probes. Loops around. And then it goes down over. Ah, there it is. So that looks like it's the main board for it. Again, I'm gonna leave that alone for Simon. Let Simon handle that. There's a couple things that I need to do as far as fabrication wise. We need to extend the exhaust so it passes the axles for FD, as per FD specs. Right now the exhaust dubs before the axles, and that's a no-no in the rule book. I need to make a fan shroud. So I don't like that the fan goes through the core. Ideally, I would like to do something like a shroud sits on top of this. This is for the heat exchanger. I'd like the fan to mount to the shroud externally and then have the shroud somehow mount to the radiator. So maybe I'll take some measurements for that and I'll see what pieces of metal I can get to get that done. Trans mount, can't really, you can probably use that trans mount. We're gonna have to modify it for the dog box. So yeah, all this stuff's gonna be for sale. I just need to put it together and make a list. This is all ICT stuff. Another tensioner, manual tensioner. Maybe we'll hold on to this. I don't know if it runs this style on my car right now. I have to take a look at the motor on the back. There's all our diffs. So we run a 3.3, 3.5, 3.7, and a 3.9. 3.9 is a game changer diff. I don't think we're selling any of those this year just because we don't have the money to go to a quick change as much as I would love one. This program's already costing a lot of money, but there's a few cool companies out there. Obviously there's Winners, there's the Bulldogs, and then there's a new company out of Australia. I think they're called Speed Tech. They're doing quick changes for 350Zs. Actually, it allows you to use your stock 350Z axles. Mal is also looking at a few other options for rear ends for these things for axles. Apparently you can use 370Z wheel bearings on 350s, and then it lets you use the 370Z axles, which are a little bit bigger. That's another option that we're considering on this car. Oh, there's a carbon fiber hatch for sale on Marketplace right now. I really want it, but it's also $1,500, but it is pretty important. One thing is we are full fiberglass in the rear end, so if we go on the wall, all of this stuff should be able to move, minus the hatch. So that would suck. The hatch would be pretty tweaked and bent. Sparco tank, I need to get that removed because that's no longer insert. So maybe I'll climb in there right now and I'll pull the fire suppression system. Jordan from the BCDA and Spec D has actually been working for us to get those Sparco systems recerted. The OMPs seem to be a little easier, but apparently Race Gear in Abbotsford can get them recerted for a reasonable price and pretty quick turnaround time. So maybe I'll be the first guinea pig on that. I think I'm going to pull that bottle right now. Maybe I'll try to drop it off this week to them and see if they can get that handled for us. But yeah, I mean, I'm just picking away at the car today. I figured while I'm here, I may as well pick up the camera. You guys like seeing the Z and me work on it, so did a quick little walk around. You guys saw the motor. You guys are updated on that. We're talking to a few other sponsors. We got some other cool parts coming on board for this year. Some new partnerships, some old. Definitely some big upgrades with some of the kits. As much as it's going to look the same, it's going to be tiered with a lot of high-end parts. So I'm excited to test this car when we get it together. But for now, we got to put the work in and get it done. So if the video ends here, if you guys can like, comment, subscribe, it would mean the world to me. It helps build the channel, helps grow it, keeps me motivated to keep making these videos for you guys. And yeah, until the next one, I'll see you guys.